That's fine. My first live stream. My cats are chilling. Okay. Just gonna get things together until people show up. I look yellow. Whatever. Cha-cha. Oh, I can't even tell. It's just me. All right. We'll wait for a second. Not bothering with the green screen really because, well, I wouldn't even know how to do it right now. And even if I could, whenever I do green screen, it looks like I've got limbs growing off of me. Not being able to edit is a little weird. I look like I'm jaundiced and I don't know why. This will be great when it comes. Oh, I didn't even post it. I am like a freak. I don't know why this is so freaky, but it is the first live stream and I could edit later, but I'm just going to throw whatever I make out there unless I say something really super boneheaded. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. I got notes because I'm not good with dead air. Because my kids will tell you I just yippa. I never seem to I never seem to shut up. Anyway, all right. So it's been 2 minutes. Wow. 2 minutes of just straight old babble. Good for you. I'm Kristol. If you weren't sure, my channel's KristolClear. That was pretty easy. I just figured. Actually, so KristolClear, nobody's ever asked, but I'll tell you anyway. I came up with the name because I wanted to make things crystal clear, but I'm not always crystal clear, so it's kind of, I don't know. But I do try. So I started this channel last year. I got laid off in 2023. If you've seen the video already, you're going to hear some of it again. Apologies. You can scroll past, fast forward if you're watching it in playback. Live, just tell me to shut the hell up and we'll go on to something else. But I just wanted to do like a quick backstory. Since this is pilot season, I guess. First live stream. Oh, when you think of like my outfit, I'm not going to be wearing this a lot, so I wanted to at least wear it. Bloom chic. Anyway, this is why I love editing, because I can just take out the 50 minutes worth of blah, 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 blah. My name is Kristol. I'm 54. I'm in IT, all kinds of different roles. I started out as a developer, a coder, programmer, whatever you want to call it. And I had my longest job at KN. I was there for 23 years until they laid me off, which sucked. But this is not a good way to do it. Would not recommend it, but it kind of kicks you in the ass, or at least it did to me. And I have seen a lot of other people that have had videos, channels, and other people that I've talked to that kind of came to the same thing, is it kind of smacks you into reality. Being midlife, I don't know why it's called midlife, because I don't think I'm living to 100, but whatever, we'll say midlife. Being at this age, I'm 54 now. Did I say that already? We're going to go with it. Being at this age, why am I wearing, I don't need to see anything at the moment, so I'll just leave that. I spent a lot of years just like really, really dedicated to the job and just doing everything, which is not a fantastical thing. I mean, I keep saying this and I think people don't get it. So I need to explain a little bit more is when I'm saying about being everything for your job, I'm just meaning working all the overtime, always giving up your weekend, always giving up your weekends, just pitching in all the time for things and not leaving space for yourself, for being able to go out, putting work kind of first is what I mean. And I've said since the layoff, during that almost year of trying to find another job, there was just a lot of learning, not being able to find a job, and then just trying to navigate some of the stuff, and then having the new job and thinking, I still am not sure completely, is it because it's just completely different because I was at the same place for 23 years, or is it part of the learning? Whatever the case, I'm just going to check every once in a while. Nope, it's still me. Whatever the case, whatever happened, it was a good experience in the sense that it really knocked me back into reality on a lot of levels. But part of it is, Kristol, when you get another job, which I did, I've been there for a year now. But when you get another job, you need to reevaluate how you're doing things because I'm at 54 now, 53 at the time. Excuse me. And you only get the one life, right? So putting a lot of it against a career, especially if you're a salaried employee, you're not getting anything extra. So you just have to do the best job that you do within your hours. And that's what I keep trying to strive, and I'm not sure that I always get across clearly, is that you should bust butt while you're there. I'm trying not to swear. You should bust butt while you're there, but not keep extending beyond your hours. I work overtime sometimes if I'm enjoying what I'm doing or I just really want to get it done, but not a crazy amount. So I think the balance needs to be not I'll work 60 hours this week and then blah, blah, blah. I think if they're not paying you, then whatever. And if we're continuing to say, well, they're going to fire me if I'm not working 60 hours, I think that mentality sucks. I've bought into it. I bought into it for that whole time. Like, I have to work the weekends. I have to stay until this is done. I have to do. It didn't help me from getting laid off. And a lot of the comments that I got on my layoff video, I mean, thank you guys. Everyone that's watched it, it's got like 79,000 views. I'm still like, holy crap. I mean, my family is like, holy crap. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I get a lot of comments from people and they're just, you worked from home, so that's why you were laid off, or you're paid too much, so that's why you were laid off. No one said you worked too hard, that's why you're laid off, or you didn't work enough, that's why you're laid off. But yet that's what we always believe, is that I have to come in early. You have to be in there by 7:30 so that you can get your coffee, get your computer started and whatever, even though the clock starts at 8 and it's not like they're letting me leave at 4:30 to shut down my computer, hit the bathroom before I leave, all those things. So that's, I've always think is silly. But even if you think that, half an hour a day, that's 2.5 hours a week just on coming in at 7:30. And another thing, I'm just doing rambling ahoy and it hasn't even been 10 minutes. I'll keep going. And another thing, I forgot my point. Oh, just, you're not getting paid for this stuff. It might be appreciated. Will it get you the raise and the promotion? I don't know. I always, because I get this at work now. Sometimes people will be like, oh, this guy stays this late, or or, how much work do you have, or look how much this person's doing or something. They're putting those hours. And part of it, I kind of feel like, should we be questioning how much work we have? You know what I mean? Because If you always have to stay late, is it because you're getting too much work or you're just not able to do it? Like you don't know what you're doing? I do feel like that sometimes. But it shouldn't be shifted. I think over the years, however long this has been, like caveman days when the caveman guy was like, check those rocks, make those statements, whatever. But I think it's gone through the years of these corporate sayings that we just buy into and we never question. And now, like layoffs, and it's the cycle of whatever is going on to blame it on something. There's no jobs. I'm going to leave some of this stuff here because I don't want to start getting political. Let's just stay with AI because I was looking back at some of my layoff questions that I never answered, and I do apologize. I segue that stuff for a minute because when I was getting all these comments, I was reading them, and to start, I was commenting on them, and I don't know if I felt like people were not commenting because they didn't want me replying. I don't know. So I left it, and I kept thinking I should reply because they took the time to comment, because I never comment on videos. I'm still really bad at it. Although I do, I watch the videos, I at least like them, but a lot of times I won't comment, even if there's not that many, because I'm like, it was a good video. I don't want to just say. So anyway, so they commented, I didn't reply. So I missed out on a lot of community engagement there. I really apologize because I have read everything, and whatever the comment is, I appreciate that you even took a second to write something. Even if it's stuff that I'm like, really? It's something. But I saw a lot of comments about AI is coming for our jobs. I still think we should flip that, because when we're saying AI is coming for our jobs, I think it's really easy to disassociate that, because where is that coming from? AI is nothing, right? It's, at the end of the day, it's a computer program that has a little bit more brains than just let A equal this and da da da. But it's coded by somebody, and it's in use by corporations. So I think you need to keep it in your brain. Whatever's taking these jobs away, it's not the AI itself. I sound like I'm talking about guns don't kill people, people kill people. They're a little bit different. Corporations want to include AI as much as possible, and I hear it all the time. Friends, family, whatever, in whatever jobs they're in, that everything, people want to automate things. But this isn't anything new. It's going a little more crazy than in recent years because it's gotten so much better that now it really starts ramping up. So you really, really see it. Everybody's on ChatGPT, co-pilots everywhere, all the things. Hugging Face. If you haven't gone to Hugging Face, go on there. Every day there's like a ton of people just developing agents and whatever. I don't think I sound like on speed or something. Blah, blah, blah. This is how I do. This is why editing is better. But AI has been helping us for a while now. We've had Siri forever. That's AI helping us. Maybe it seems like it's not such a big deal because it's not in your way of things. But we have Google Maps. Which MapQuest I think was first-ish, or the first thing I remember. But even having something like that, I remember when one of the reasons I had AAA was because they did maps. If you were going on a trip, you go in there, they'd print something, you get like this little book, it would tell you places to stop, blah, blah, blah. You don't need that anymore because you have Google Maps. And even before the AAA thing, I remember as a kid, the family cracking out the maps that they would buy at the, do they even sell them at the stores anymore? They must, right? Do you remember? If you're like 20s or whatever, you probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But they have like fold out maps. They're like this long, and you fold them out, and they're like these big things, and it's got whatever the map part is. Like you could do a map just of Massachusetts and around, and it shows you routes everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so as a kid, we used to go back and forth to California a lot. So crack out the map and make sure the streets doesn't go down the street level. The routes, the highways, things like that, that we know is, where things are going. You don't really need that anymore. So how many mapping companies went out of business or figured out a different way to do it so that they can have those things? I mean, these things, even if it's small, it is displacing jobs. But what's on the other side of that? Google Maps, their people, their developers, whoever is developing this stuff, coming up with these ideas. That's what you have to think about, is that it's giving way to other things. It's going to displace, it is displacing stuff. It has displaced stuff. No, I shouldn't say displaced. The jobs are gone. So people are going to get canned. But even on the flip side of that, if you're working overtime, I'm not blaming this on any of us. I'm just saying, be more cognizant, be more mindful of yourself and what you contribute and how much of your time you're giving away when you don't need to, or you shouldn't need to. It's the corporation's responsibility to make sure that they're adequately manned, womaned, personed, whatever. So if we're all busting ass, if there's like 5 of us all working 60 hours a week, we're giving them a few extra people. Those are jobs, man. Go hire someone. Why am I doing all this free work? So something to think about with that. But it obviously would not make that much of a difference. It's not like that one person that they have is going to save all these jobs. It's not going to happen. But it's definite that AA has taken jobs. See, I even did it. Corporations will use AI. It will remove jobs, but it's adding jobs. So if you look at all the different AI things that are going on with this low code, no code, I love business people. Anyone that's thinking low code, no code is just going to replace all this stuff. I love that thought. Maybe someday, but not now. Because even though they say it's low code, no code, I think that's such a bullshit term. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but I love to see people when they just pop in like, oh, I can just pick this thing up and pop it over there. And then they get into the app and they're like, how do I do this? How do I do? I'm mocking it, but I've gone in there to mess around with stuff and I know what I need to do with things. And still, there's a learning curve in that. And even, okay, once you learn the tool, if things don't go the way you expect and you don't have a technical background, you're still going to need help. You're still going to need support. Someone needs to create the application that allows you to do the low code, no code. That's not magic. Excuse me. I so can't edit that out. That's so gross. I'm so sorry. So all these things will make new jobs. And I done a video that people are watching the shorts for, but not the video part of, which is learning new skills or adding on to the skills that you have to use AI. Learn them, use them. Even if you just use them for yourself. I don't think I really write emails anymore. I'll write something and say, here, zhuzh it, please. Make it sound a little less Kristol, because I try to be professional, but I don't know. Sometimes when I'm writing stuff, it feels like I either go to silly, hey, how you doing? Are we done with this thing yet or not? And then I'm like, all right, let's put a little bit of business hat. And then I'm like, pursuant to our previous interaction. And then I'm like, who the hell is that? So Copilot, sometimes for the wind. Copilot seems, I don't know. If you guys use Copilot at work, most of us are Microsoft. Why am I saying most of us? There's however many people in the world, everybody uses Microsoft. I think a lot of companies use Microsoft. It's got everything, including the Copilot. So do you use it at work? Do you find it helpful? Tips and tricks? I would say watch out. If you use Like if you're on Microsoft Office and you have the Teams, Copilot, all the things, SharePoint, automation, all those things, if you're using them, I found out, I mean, I didn't realize this was a thing, but I guess it should be obvious. I went to search for something in Teams chat. I was looking for like an old chat for, I don't know, I was trying to summarize something. I had to go look something up for me boss. So I'm like, how do I, can you look for a chat where I would have been talking about this? And it actually went through all my emails, SharePoint files, chats, all that stuff. And I was like, oh, my cat freaked me out. Wow, okay, that's interesting. And then I was trying to look, okay, can it find other stuff? Because people don't usually hide their stuff even when they put it on SharePoint, which, I mean, you're on the company dime. What are you putting out there that shouldn't be shared? But I mean, there's some stuff. I mean, HR, I hope they're hiding stuff. I mean, I don't care. It, the gray one is, I mean, this is so, I'm backwards. This is Misty. Say hi now. She's pretty good. And this is Luke's normal stance. Be happy that he's even in the room because, well, he doesn't know there's people. So, well, there aren't any people, but if there were, he's the first one to hide. Does not really like people. Neither of them like to be picked up, whatever. But you didn't come here to learn about cats. I don't know. So, woo! You know what? I didn't even check. Oops. Okay, well, hopefully it would be hilarious if I did this whole live stream and then it goes up and the whole time it's just me. Like no sound. That would be like me, actually. Whatever. Enough about the AI stuff, I guess. I just wanted to go through, if you are freaked out about it, like what job are you in that you're really concerned about it? It's because it will continue to happen. There will be stuff that gets taken away. I think we just have to jump into the new stuff because it's not going anywhere. So I don't know. And I think just to go back around after I just said I was going to stop talking about it, but just to end it, starting at the beginning again, is to stop thinking of it as the AI is taking over. It's the corporations replacing people with AI. I know it's a longer thing to say, but it is literally what they are trying to do, because the thought is if I just plug in an agent or, automate emails or whatever, because it can be as small to whatever. If I can do this stuff, if I can low code, no code my way out of that, then get rid of all these developers who cost so much money and all the other jobs that it will displace. But you have to remember, but it's not that, it is the corporations that want to do that. And just be cognizant. We should all just do our own jobs. Once you get into AI and see all the stuff that it can do, and even the tools, I'm almost done with AI, I swear. The tools that are out there that you can help to make agents. I mean, you can ask ChatGPT, they'll tell you how to make an agent. They'll tell you how to write prompts. They'll teach you how to write prompts if you want. But even like the tools, automation tools, I forgot what the heck I was using before, but it's dead easy. I haven't coded in eons. And I got out there and I have it create Jira tickets for me. It was my starter one. So Zapier? Yeah, I think that's the one I used, but I heard IAN Nate, Nate, 8 Nate. I shouldn't even say it because I know I'm saying it wrong. So I'm just gonna be like, what a moron. That's fine. I haven't used it yet, but that's supposed to be cool too. So you can automate what you're doing. So you pick a workflow, something that you do in your job, in your your regular life content creators, for publishing stuff. I mean, you can use an app and pay for it, or you can create your own workflow that publishes, especially if you go beyond YouTube and start using other, I know they think there isn't, but there's other social media out there. So, all right. So this is why I have my glasses. I can see far away, but wow, it's amazing how different it is when you can see. Okay, 25 minutes and I'm just rambling, which I should be used to because whenever I'm doing a video, I had to chop a lot because I'm just like, rah, 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 side topics. I did, since no one's here. Okay. I had a bunch of questions. Actually, I'll throw some out there because I did a layoff video, and that is what still pulls in everybody like crazy. I don't want to keep rehashing it, even though I do. But if there's something else to go through with the layoff experience and like questions that you have on what, maybe not what happened per se with me, but just in general, things that I've found, maybe things to watch out for. I don't know if there is. Anything like that would help you. I keep trying to think, because before this happened, there were layoffs all the time. Everybody, I mean, if you've been in a company for a while, right? You get a change in guards, and suddenly things are all up in turmoil, and things are being thrown around, and layoffs happen. So I'd heard it for years. Actually, never in 23 years, never felt fully comfortable at KN. I always felt like, oh, it's going to happen. But strangely was surprised when it did happen. Go figure. But what was my point? Oh, in all those years, I had thought multiple times about leaving. And when I was working myself crazy, I've had people that have been like, dude, what are you doing? This, life is life. Go do your thing. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, okay. And didn't really do anything with it. So I keep trying to think, how can I explain it differently so people get it? Because I've actually had comments, people just explaining their viewpoint. Like I had talked about not going crazy and working crazy overtime and standing up for yourself a bit more and pulling together to do that so it becomes a norm. And somebody had commented that could get you fired if you're saying, I'm not going to work over 40 hours and things like that. It might be certain states that do that, or maybe it's not a U.S. No, I think it's more a U.S. thing, because other countries are like, no, get the hell out of here. You've been here for 8 hours. But that's not the only person I've heard that from. Or the only ish comment I've seen from my channel, but in general, I've heard that, and I'm like, that's crazy that we've been conditioned to think that. And I did think about that. Sorry, it's pork. Or did think that way for the majority of time that I was there. And the other jobs that I had, I worked at Mama Mutual for a few years. And even when I started there, that was my first like IT job. As a junior developer at that level, you're hourly. And I was like, I can stay, blah, blah. And of course, they don't want you to then. As soon as your salary, they're like, we got stuff to do this weekend. So, yes, please. That's a big takeaway I hope everybody has is try to think about why we think we have to put so much time into our jobs, and why we don't take more time for ourselves. And what can you do? I challenge everybody. Me too, dang it. If you're already busy for this weekend, which you must be because you're not here, and I'm sorry that you couldn't make it, but all is forgiven. There's nothing to forgive, whatever. So if you're already busy together this weekend, and I hope it's not working, then I challenge you for next week, even during the week, log off on time, and if you have a work phone and you don't have to monitor it, then put it in the room for however long you can stand it, and then just go be free and breezy. Go take a walk or read a book. Go find a book. I have a suggestion. I have a couple of suggestions. Sorry, my hair's. This is really weird to be like this because. All right, sorry. Yeah, just go do something for you. Go buy some shoes. Go get a pedicure. Go do something free. Walk in the park. You don't have to go buy something. And just enjoy being out, being alive, being able to do the thing and not have to worry about work. Hopefully. Do something that where you're just like, maybe just dance around the room. Have a dance moment. Throw on some Spotify, or there's plenty of YouTube channels that have music, and just boogie around for a minute. Shake it all off. Let it all go. And make that become a thing. Even if it's a few days a week where you're just like, no. I do my 8 to 5 or my 7:30 to 5, and half the time no lunch. I'm logging off and I'm just going to chill out for a minute. Whatever that means. I know sometimes we'll do like just a meditation minute, which is good because it is tough to learn to just sit in it and not think of anything. Your brain doesn't like you not thinking of anything. It throws stuff in there, which is not a good book to read. But am I actually live? It feels stupid. I think it'd be good to pick something that even if it's for 5 minutes, to just chill out and just be thankful to be alive and just breathing air. That Mother Nature's throwing this stuff out there for us, and that you are at this age right now, being able to do this thing right now, and just enjoy it. Because it's, there will be times where you're sick or you're too old to do this, or, just really have to appreciate it. And at the end of the day, if you think back of whatever craziness is going on at work a month or so from now, unless the deadline is still due, no one's going to remember it because there'll be new drama. There always is. So I learned a lot of good stuff while I was there. I learned a lot of good stuff when I was kicked out of there. Met a lot of great people, smart people, whatever. And that's the stuff that I remember. I mean, I do remember some projects, and if I forget them, I pack rat everything, so I can go back and look at some of my stuff. But in general, it's more the experiences, and just in general of, yeah, I remember I had like a ton of crazy stuff that I did, and what was I thinking? So, was there a learning from this, or just like speed ahead? Like, when is she going to shut up about this stuff? I'm not putting chapter things in. I don't even know if I can. So just be like, here's this blah, blah, blah. Here's this blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see the next blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, so books. Because I was going to do this whole thing about flow. And then I'm like, that seems like a bit much for a first live stream, because I just really wanted to hang out while I was challenged to do this. I hadn't done a live stream yet because, I could edit it, but then it's a live stream. So, but it was a good thing to challenge. But I just wanted to like get to know everybody that's watching, that has watched, that's looked at videos, that was cool enough to comment. I shouldn't say cool enough, because I don't comment. You don't have to be cool to comment. Anybody that did comment, spent the time to comment, to like it, to whatever, just anything more that you're looking for that I can help, like in my lane, what's the thing you're like, I want to hear what Kristol's take is on this. So I started my backstory, and then I got sidetracked and I got laid off. That was a big reason why I started the YouTube channel. Because like part of the layoff, as part of the layoff, I you have to sign paperwork, especially when you're over 40. Yeah. You have to sign paperwork to say that you acknowledge, they gave you paperwork to say that they're not just canning your ass because you're old. So there's a law. Is it still in place? I guess for the second, maybe. I haven't looked recently. So even signing that, should I sign this? Should I leave it? What if they are laying people off because they're old? So I had hired a lawyer for that, because even though, I have a lot of money kicking around, I'm like, what's going to happen with this? So just understanding how that was. And then after that, can I get unemployment? At what range are you allowed to? Anybody can get unemployment, by the way. Even if you, you know what? I'm not even going to go into that because I don't know. If you get laid off, you can ask for unemployment, regardless of what happened. If you were laid off, so even that, trying to find that out, and then finding out, as part of the unemployment, like there's all these resources for training. I mean, I hadn't rejudged my resume in a while, so they had all kinds of classes from that. So you meet a bunch of people that are going through the same shiz, so that's kind of good. You can all like cry together, or just like, the man. Whatever the case, it was good. That's where I learned about Udly, because it was tough getting interviews. I have not looked for a job in eons, and I don't remember it being this hard to get people to freaking reply and say, hey, let's do an interview. So, and I needed the job, so it wasn't really like I can just burn some interviews. So the Udly thing was great. Now there's a bunch of different apps that do that. So that's where I found that out. That we're supposed to redo the resume every 5 seconds for every different job. Just they had like a lot of classes there, so that was cool. And then just other things like that. And I had free time on my hands, and I had wanted to do a YouTube channel. I keep telling my daughter to do a YouTube channel. I want to do a YouTube channel, but I was like, I don't know what I would do it about. So I was like, I can help people, because there's got to be other people that were like, well, what do I do? What do I do? And I could say, here's what you do. Because I couldn't really find anything online until, of course, I created the videos. Then suddenly I was finding like all kinds of layoff videos and stuff. So yeah, so I thought I would do it for that. But then I did the few videos, and then I don't know. I just wanted to share more. I'm like, I can help with this, or I'm figuring this out, so I can, research it with people, or let them know this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I've been doing. And, once I jumped in, there's a lot of other people that are midlife that are out here creating. It's crazy. And if you've been thinking about doing a channel, I know that this is like on all these videos anyways, but I guess I'll throw myself into, if you've been thinking about it, do it. I mean, you might find something else that you even love with this stuff. I had never thought about editing or like color theory or any of this stuff, but you don't realize how much shit goes into creating videos. I mean, still watch a ton of videos about how to do this, that, and the other, but you create the video, whatever you're using to record, even if it's just something regular, make sure he can hear you, and then fix the voice and blah, blah, blah. And then let's say you don't do anything else. You just record and export it, and then you want to put it on YouTube. Even just to do that, there's videos that you explain that, and you're thinking, why do I need that stuff? because there's like a 50-page questionnaire on publishing a video. All this stuff that you see in the video, the thumbnail, you can do or not do, and that's a whole other thing. But that piece, and you got to have that ready for when you're going to publish in the 50-page questionnaire. The title has to be hooky because, you look on the YouTube screen, there's like a ton of colors and fonts and people and things, and holy crap, what am I going to watch? So you want stuff that's going to jump out, and people will, do pick me. They'll pick your video and stuff like that. It's, and the description of what's in your video and the timeline that you should put in there. And if you're affiliated, that stuff, the music, if you're using it, and then just all the screens, like, do you have a transcript? Is it time? I mean, watch the video and you can see all the stuff that goes in there, but that's that piece. And then you're like, okay, well, if I'm making the channel, I need the banner that goes on the top, right? I need my little logo, and that's a thing. That's all got to be different. So there's just a lot of stuff. But part of that, which is also kind of, I'm whining about it, but it's kind of fun, especially when you're like, I'm a creator and I know how to do this stuff. I mean, I know how to publish. Thumbnails are still, still fighting me. Someday I'll get it. But I had found like editing. I love it. I mean, I like to record-ish. I mean, I like to record. You have to record if I'm going to put something out there for you. But the process of it, like as soon as the camera starts and I'm supposed to talk about something specific, like I've been saying for 10 minutes now, I was going to talk about a book. I'll get back to it. But that process is like a love and hate, because I turned the camera on. I knew everything I was going to say, even 30 seconds before I hit record. But I hit record and I'm just like, today I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk. I can't. It takes forever. And then I had to start writing more, I call them guardrails, on my topics, because I will just, as you heard today, I have like a topic and then I veer off. So I don't love that part of it, but the other part, when I was actually getting into the other part of like the editing and just figuring out, like, well, first, I don't want to call this stuff up because it's too much. But in there, trying to get like it so it's not such a jump cut, which if you've watched any of my recent videos, it still happens. Hopefully it's better than it was before. Still learning. Transitions, all that stuff. I just love all that stuff. I'm trying to learn more about the right way of editing, because I'm sure people that know what the hell they're doing look at this stuff and they're like, okay, lady, whatever. I think it's fun in trying to figure, but there's a whole bunch with that, the editing and getting the sound to a certain level and the lighting, making sure that's all happy. Because I've got, this is my light, which I learned about even needing, because I used to just try to record when it was really bright out, never at night because it'd be dark. But I watched a video from Think Media. Oh gosh, I couldn't think. And he had, I can't remember his name, the dark-haired guy. Maybe I'll put it in the comment after. He's awesome. I love watching his videos. I mean, Think Media is good anyways. But he had a whole thing about lighting and like how everything's supposed to go and blah, blah, blah. And I actually got the one that they recommended. It's like $50. So fantastic, because I could record at midnight if I want to. So yeah, but lighting, audio, color mixing, which editor to use. I use CapCut. I actually use Descript because their transcription editing thing is really good for me, because I can find the 50 takes and whatever. But I just recently found something else out, so I might switch that. But I use that for my first pass, and then I'm in CapCut because it's kind of idiot proof. I mean, it still has like some really advanced stuff you can do, but I'm still at baby level. Is anybody joining? They're just like, I can't even. No, it's just me and the meows. Right, meow? The ear moved a little bit. She heard me. Okay, Kristol. Remember like the newscasty things before? It didn't really sound like doodly doo, but whatever. Actually, so some topics that I wanted to do, I've switched to kind of pillars because I feel like some people want to just hear about like the jobby stuff, and some people were down with the money tips, and then just this crazy Kristol stuff, which I know you see more of that than anything else because I'm a banana. So, but I pillared that up, so they're in different sections. You can watch them all, or please do, and like, subscribe. I need 111 subscribers still. It won't really change anything. I'm a 1K. I've been trying to get there. But don't subscribe if you're not gonna like come back. I want you to like the content and hang out and all those things. But I have those pillars, doing those things. But I also wanted to see within that stuff, would it make sense some of the other topics? Like this, I was gonna do like clothing hauls because even the people that are like plus size, I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing that many plus size people that are like plus size, super plus, whatever. So just wanted to be realistic that not all the curves look fantastic, and trying to find bigger clothes and blah blah blah. And I'm not. It's still embarrassing, but having lost a significant amount. I'm trying not to say, I should just say it. So I've lost 75 pounds. That was another thing that I want to do, is like a follow-up video on that. So I feel a little bit better about like throwing it out there. So that thing, and then I have some silly videos that I wanted to do. So I already did them. I just need to actually finish them. But so the clothing hauls, and then I can't think of all the other stuff that I want. Oh, like even the stuff for like content creation. But there's so many people that have great advice about content creation. So I don't want to like just throw it out there and I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, I could just throw it out there, whatever. It's another video. But I'd rather center on things that you guys want to learn about, or like, Kristol, go research this, man. I want to know about blah, blah, blah. Go find it. I'm like, I'm on it. Let's go. Because I love researching stuff. And I'm going to say, ChatGPT, well, I mean, there's other ones that are probably better, but I like getting help with research. Like, how do I do this? Okay, where can I go to look? All right, cool. Find some sites and go doing stuff. But that's always kind of been my thing with, I just like researching stuff and trying to figure things out. So, just more content ideas, but I got like a lot of crazy. And if you didn't see, so I have been posting weekly, but I'm gonna scale it back a little bit and just do bi-weekly for now. I was monthly, and then I was trying to do the weekly because I really thought that would kick up my views and stuff, but it did help with recording. I'm not quite so crazy anymore with the camera. And I got to put out like obviously a lot more content, waiting and just having it once a month. It just takes so long to get some of the stuff that I want going. So I love that. But the only thing I've been doing is videos. So I haven't done anything else lately. It's a good obsession because it's my personal obsession, but I need to I want to get some side hustles and things done because this is a passion project for me. I just like doing it, like connecting, just trying all the things and sharing whatever I'm learning or trying to figure out. Sorry, but it's not going to be a moneymaker. And you can take that however you want, but I am trying to get on my own with things. So I need to devote some time there too. But I would like to do some other things for topics if they're things that people would watch. I was even thinking, to circle back, I released a video yesterday about standing up for yourself, which I don't do it all the time, and I said that in the video. I'm not cured, but I just had this recent thing. I have a well, it's I guess it's a 4-bedroom now, but I bought this house that was on paper a 2-bedroom. The basement is finished mostly, and it was just my daughter and I, and then my kids are grown, and then I probably shouldn't say because he's gonna freak out. But my son moved back in. My mom moved back in. Didn't move back in. She moved here before. My mom sold her house and moved in March 31st. So it's just a lot of people in a little bit of space. So I had hired someone to remodel the basement. Could we have done it ourselves? Yes. I know how to do the framing and all that, but I also know I'd still have half a wall done. So, but at this point, stop asking yourself questions. Here's the thing. I got the basement done, and it's still not even done, by the way. So I put a video about just actually I didn't even go into all, just a lot of crap dealing with this company, and just shady. And even after that, just thinking, because this isn't the first time that I've had to deal with contractors like this, there's not really even anything you can do. I mean, especially now because they are so busy. If they suck, they're still going to get a lot of business. And there's not really any repercussions if they mess something up. I mean, the electrician that they brought in, he killed the bathroom power. And I didn't notice until he had left. And when I asked him about it the next day when he came in, he was like, "Oh, I heard a pop when I was drilling for something near the wire. So that's probably what it was." No, I'm sorry. No, nothing. Okay. I'm a little concerned about the state of what they did is. So, fire extinguishers everywhere. And it's not his company that he was going through. It's a subcontract. He's subcontracting up to this company. So, I mean, that's another thing that I learned. But yeah, that stuff, it just sucks. And it wasn't meant to be just about contractors. It's just that's when you start doing content, then you start seeing content everywhere. And this thing, I was just like, but it wasn't to bag on that particular company. It was just about not letting things fester and standing up for yourself, because it can bite you in the end because you didn't speak up for yourself. So please go watch it and see if that's something that resonates. If it resonates, I'm sorry. But actually, in that case, would even like to hear on the contractor side of things, because part of their company, and I'm probably leaning too much into trying to be nice about, well, they're nice, but I'm sure on their side, they have to be nice for the most part with people because they want to get your business, right? And deal with, oh, she's bitching about this again. So I don't really understand that side of it. So it'd be interesting if you have any thoughts on this. But 53 minutes, and I'm really just yipping on my own. Nobody ever joined. That's okay. It's my first chat, so hopefully this helped you to kind of see how crazy I am. I don't know. Before I go, so that was my backstory. That's why I'm doing content. I will keep doing more. Gonna do the side hustle, also videos on that. Part of what I wanted to talk today about is flow. If you haven't read that book before, I can't say his last name. Where is it? That's my reminder to not stay on the call more than an hour. Where the hell is it? I can't look it up because my computer tanks on anything. Doing content on this thing is hell. Where did I put it? See, this is all the stuff that I've got, and I could have sworn if you're doing a live stream or anything like this in the future, I would say that if you want to have something like that, then you maybe I'll put it in the description. This is ticking me off because I'm sure that I put it on here somewhere. All right, dang it, never mind. So, flow. If you haven't heard about it before, you know what? I think this is something where there's all kinds of different phrases for it, and this is something that this one person had written a book about. I don't know how old it is. I read it like 10 years ago. And it's a state of being. I think now they do the quadrant thing where they show you, and that one did as well, but they have it a different way. But flow is basically getting to that point where you're in like a flow. So you're pushing yourself to a certain point that's not overexertion, and you're chilling enough where you're not to the point of boredom. You're in that sweet spot. You're in flow. So I had wanted to go through it to see if you feel like you're in flow and what knocks you out of it. So my flow, like with videos, I hope, will be bi-weekly because it's a fantastic challenge to try and do the weeklies. But if it gets to that stress level where I'm just overwhelmed, which is not difficult for me, but overwhelmed and like this is the only thing that I'm doing and I have other things I want to accomplish, then it knocks me out of flow. And you can wobble and try to get back in. I mean, or get to the point where you're just like, I'm out, deuces. So it's a good book. Highly recommend it. I only have certain things on my little affiliate thing. I don't have that one on there, but it's a really good book. If you haven't read it, I would totally recommend it. I don't think you have to buy it. They should have it at the library. If you have a library card, if you don't have a library card, go get a library card. You could get books, movies, all kinds of stuff. Libby, well, that's what we have here. There's all kinds of different. Once you get a library, you can do online stuff if you want, and you go through another app. Libby is one of the apps. I should have said that. So you can probably find it on there or one of the other ones so that you don't have to buy it. But it is a good book. It's one of those ones stick on the bookshelf and people will be like, oh, okay. That's it. I don't know why I took this off when I can't see. I could sit here all day and just yap, but I am done. I was only going to do 30 minutes if no one joined. And here, this is how much Kristol can just talk to herself. So I hope you watch this back and have a good laugh. Gives you a few minutes of no stress. Don't use this as your daily, like, just let me chill. I mean, why do you keep telling people what they have to do? Do that if it makes you chill out. That's fine, whatever. Give it a like, comment, and if there's other content-y stuff that you have ideas for that I could do, then let me know. And I don't know. Oh, you know what? Really quick, because there was a comment, and I always think this is hilarious. My layoff video, somebody had said, well, McDonald's is always hiring, which it is not the nicest of comments, but it makes me chuckle. It's funny. And no matter how you meant it, I mean, they are hiring and they have, burger flippers all the way up. IT, somebody's got to run the show, right? And as a friend's dad used to like to say about her sisters, it's crazy. A friend of mine, her dad, thinks he's bougie or thought he was bougie. But my friend was going out with this guy that worked at a pizza shop and he's all like, whatever. All right, it's yelling at me. Almost done. So the dad was like, well, Someone's got to flip the burgers. So a job's a job sometimes, right? If you're making zero and you got to make something, whatever. So you're right. McDonald's is always hiring and they're everywhere. So, Misty, you gonna say goodbye? No, you get the ear. Luke, did he move the whole dang time? He comes in here in the morning and that's it. So watch my stuff, like, subscribe, do the whole haul. I will do another live because I'd like to have some back and forth. So tell me if there's a better time or a better topic. I'll put better guardrails in place, or we just balls out and do. I should stop saying that, but I don't. What's the equivalent for a girl? We'll just chill. We'll chillax. We'll talk. We'll do whatever. Yeah, that's it. KristolClear signing off. Bye. Bye. How do I end this thing? All right. Whew. And this was the one where she went live. LiveStream 1.